Good morning, everybody. Yes, I can hear you clearly. Well, sometimes it's a bit difficult for me to remember, but I was chloroformed by a horrific man by the name of Clegg. He kidnapped me and kept me in a soundproof room in his home. No windows, no light, no access to the world at all. However, he brought me anything I wanted. Books, fruit, art supplies, records, you name it. But that's not what I desired. I wanted to be free. Free to be my own person without being watched over by this strange man. I tried everything I could. I made him artwork. I tried talking to him. I told him jokes. I told him stories. I even tried to be nice to him, but I tried to teach him how to express affection. But none of it worked. He just seemed to observe me, and that's really all he wanted. I even tried to show affection towards him, but again, all he did was observe, just like all he did was observe his butterflies. He even seemed a little bit frightened by my actions. I wasn't allowed to have any contact with the outside world. No radio, no telly, no papers, no current events. It was horrible. It drove me absolutely mad. Just me and alone in my own thoughts. It still haunts me. Every time I needed to bathe, I was tied up and gagged. Clegg and I had to walk across his garden to get to the bathroom. It was rather unpleasant, but that's how I escaped. One night we were walking in the garden. Each one of us was on the separate side of the garden, and it was after I had gained a little bit of his trust, so I didn't have my hands bound, but I had the gag. We were silently walking. I spotted a garden shovel, and I went to go pick it up. I called his name. I said, "Clegg, come here." He silently approached me, and I grabbed the shovel and I swung and I hit him as hard as I could. He fell to the ground, but he was painfully strong and he fought me back. But I couldn't take the extreme isolation anymore. After he knocked me down, I rose back up. Wearily, I grabbed the shovel. I saw him and I swung as hard as I could and I gashed his head open. He was knocked out and I left him there. I ran as fast as I could away from him, and I've never heard anything about him since. Well, Clegg was an entomologist. He found beauty in things, captured it, and then imprisoned them for eternity. He thought I was beautiful, I guess, and wanted me for his own collection. No one else could have me but him. He collected me. He pinned me down in his own world, and all he did was gloat over me, and I absolutely hated it. He didn't show any emotion, no affection, and I couldn't stand it. I hate anyone or anything that takes life, and that is exactly what Clegg did to butterflies and myself. He told me he'd stop collecting butterflies for me, but I didn't want that. I wanted him to let me fly away. Beauty is something that can be free, with no boundaries, no limitations. Clegg's butterflies, I see their beauty taken from them. I see it doesn't exist in them anymore. The mixture of their qualities, shape, texture, form, and color, it all contributes to their beauty, but it absolutely does not define it. All of these qualities mixed with freedom makes them beautiful. Their ability to fly freely and experience the world makes them truly beautiful. Clegg, he can only see beauty if it's controlled by him. He can only recognize it if there is no emotion attached. That's why he's so passionate about his butterflies. They are completely and undeniably dead. He once took photos of me, and I of course allowed it, but he only wanted the photos from the neck down because he thinks the face portrays emotion. And he's exactly right. That's why we don't get along, you see. It was because I was still alive. He didn't have complete control over me, and he couldn't stand it. He didn't know how to handle it. I tried making him some paintings one time, and he just couldn't understand it. He doesn't get it. I believe it's because paintings can show incredible amounts of emotion through movement. Movement of the brush strokes. Movement of the paint itself. Clegg, he can't appreciate that. And I didn't understand that until now. That's why he likes the photographs. They're a captured piece of time. No movement, no life. Yes, that is correct. Of course I can. I started this piece when I returned home, as soon as I returned home. I had the idea when I was still with Clegg, but I didn't get to exercise it until I was home. I had so many memories and thoughts about my time with Clegg. I needed to express it. I had a burning desire to create freely. The main concept of this piece was to portray myself. As you can see, there is a beautiful butterfly painted on a mirror. From far away, the butterfly seems to be in whatever environment it has been placed in, because a mirror reflects what has been shown to it. However, up close, there are small pins on the wings, showing that the butterfly is not actually free, but rather lifeless and trapped. The reason for this painting on a mirror reflects how I only see myself now. A trapped butterfly, corrupt, scarred, damaged. Whenever I look in the mirror, all I can see is the hurt and trapped butterfly as myself. It was the opposite for Clegg. Although he saw me as a beautiful butterfly, he believed I could feel free under his control. He kept me locked up only to buy me things. Not that that was freedom, and it wasn't, but he saw it that way. My vision of freedom was chaos for Clegg, and his vision of freedom was a hell for me. The dead butterfly, appearing to be beautiful, is how I can only see myself now. Clegg has damaged me permanently. Well, as I did say previously, I just wanted to freely express my creativity without any boundaries. While painting, I thought about Clegg and how much I kind of pitied him that he will never understand. I thought about him for a bit and how he can only see beauty in simple, blunt, and controlled ways. I was imagining him watch me paint and not saying a single word and just watching. Just because he wouldn't know what to say. He would see a painted butterfly, and that was all he would be able to see, nothing else. I was also thinking about the butterfly and how it strongly represented me in my time with Clegg, and how I view myself now. A captured, preserved, valued prize. A one-of-a-kind collectible. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.